Good evening. All right. Thanks for coming out this evening. Before we start the ceremony, I would like to start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I ask that you join me and stand if you're able. I pledge my allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to this republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Next, I'd like to introduce Judge Baller.
Good evening. Got a program right here?
Oh.
All right. So good evening, everyone. My name is Christopher Baller. I'm the Gwinnett County Probate Judge, and I have the honor and distinction of receiving the paperwork from the Governor and the Secretary of State's office authorizing me to be able to deliver oaths. And so what I have here today, 3 documents. Number 1, I have a dedimus potestamus, which is a direction from the governor indicating that I have the legal authority to come and deliver this oath today to Kirkland Dion Carden, County Commissioner, District Number 1. We have got 2 oaths. We've got the official oath of County Commissioner, and we have your loyalty oath. So we will execute the 2 oaths. When we're done, I will then need you to sign these documents. I will sign the documents, and then I will sign the dedimus, and we will return that to the Secretary of State and the Governor's offices and make you official.
Excellent.
Excellent. Now, I see we've got a Bible here. Are we going to have somebody who's going to come up and hold the Bible for you? All right, now this first oath is the long one. It's a heavy book. You might want to get 2 hands on that. Please repeat after me. I, Kirkland Dion Carden,
I, Kirkland Dion Carden,
do swear or affirm
do swear or affirm
that I will well and truly
that I will well and truly
discharge the duties of
discharge the duties of
Commissioner for Gwinnett County
Commissioner for Gwinnett County
in all matters
in all matters
which require my official action
which require my official action
to the best of my knowledge and skill,
to the best of my knowledge and skill.
and I will so act
And I will so act
as in my judgment
as in my judgment
will be most conducive
it will be most conducive
to the welfare and best interests
to the welfare and best interests
of the entire county.
of the entire county.
I have been a resident thereof
I have been a resident thereof
for the time required
for the time required
by the Constitution and laws of this state.
by the Constitution and laws of this state.
I do further solemnly swear or affirm
I do further solemnly swear or affirm
that I am not the holder of
that I'm not the holder of
any unaccounted for
any unaccounted for
public money
public money
due this state
due this state
or any political subdivision
or any political subdivision
or authority thereof,
or authority thereof,
that I am not the holder of
that I'm not the holder of
any office of trust
any office of trust
under the government of the United States,
under the government of the United States,
any other state,
any other state,
or any foreign state,
or any foreign state,
which I am prohibited from holding
which I am prohibited from holding
by the laws of the state of Georgia,
by the laws of the state of Georgia,
and that I am otherwise qualified
that I am otherwise qualified
to hold said office
to hold said office
according to the Constitution of the United States
according to the Constitution of the United States
and the law of Georgia,
and the law of Georgia,
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and of this state.
and of this state.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please say, I swear, I will, or I do.
I do.
Excellent.
You can marry us tonight.
If you have your license, I can do that. I've got it memorized.
All right.
Okay. Let's do the loyalty oath now. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Kirkland Dion Carden,
I, Kirkland Dion Carden,
a citizen of the state of Georgia,
a citizen of the state of Georgia,
and being an employee of Gwinnett County,
and being an employee of Gwinnett County,
and the recipient of public funds
and the recipient of public funds
for services rendered
for services rendered
as such employee,
do
hereby solemnly swear and affirm
hereby solemnly swear and affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of Georgia.
and the Constitution of Georgia.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Please say I do.
I do.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Need your signature right there.
All right.
And here.
All right.
Sign these real quick. Okay. Almost done. One more. Congratulations.
Thank you.
My pleasure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I would now like to invite Adrian White to please come up to the podium to make some remarks about our guest tonight.
All right. Good evening, everybody. Good evening, friends and family. Oh, thank you. We are grateful to have you join us to celebrate Kirkland Carden's re-election to the Gwinnett County Board of Commissioners, serving the dynamic District 1. Whew, am I grateful that this campaign season is over. Blue and I get our guy back. Wherever I go, people say they like Commissioner Carden, but I'd like to claim that nobody likes him more than the 2 constituents in his home. Reflecting on our relationship, the aspects that made me fall in love with you are the same reasons that I think Gwinnett voters have said yes to your leadership twice. He's present, he's all in, and he loves people. Kirkland is present. Growing up, I wasn't a daddy's girl. However, I could always count on my father. Though not a doting father, he was always present with sound advice. So it's no surprise that I fell for a man who consistently shows up for me emotionally, mentally, and physically. There were times in our early dating when Kirkland was balancing an 8-hour job, serving on city council, and dating me. Oh, that was a lot. I'll never forget when he sat me down for a chat, and I was actually kind of scared that he was about to break up with me, but he simply expressed that he was exhausted, and I knew I had to show up for him in a different way so he could juggle all the balls that he was responsible for. And in one of my scariest moments while pregnant, his reassuring, calm presence was exactly what I needed to power through the moment. I love his steady, measured approach to challenges, and Kirkland does the same for Gwinnett. He's deeply curious about how communities work and strives to create safe community where our friends and family can thrive and prosper. His constituents know that they can count on him to respond to their inquiries, to show up to be in community with them, and provide them with resources to empower them to solve any of their challenges. Kirkland's presence to both our family and Gwinnett is precious. Kirkland is all in. When Kirkland commits to something, he dives in. I've seen him do this with me, our son Blue, and our county. Most recently, I saw him do this with the campaign to win re-election. I had a hunch that he would win. However, he didn't take his incumbency for granted. Over a year ago, he built a campaign team and acutely focused on the two things that make a winning campaign. One is connecting with voters where they are, and two is raising the funds that reflect the value he places in his team to do that hard work to take the message to the voters. I deeply admire his commitment to the people of Gwinnett, and Blue and I saw firsthand the sacrifices that he made through nights and weekends to be all in on Gwinnetians. And then I first witnessed his commitment to Gwinnett when we started dating. Even though I lived in Peachtree Corners for 15 years, it wasn't until my adventures with Kirkland that I got to explore so many wonderful things that Gwinnett offers. Whether it was the Gwinnett Fair in Lawrenceville, the Brewster's Ice Cream by Shorty Howe Park, the Berkeley Lake 4th of July parades, or many of Duluth's awesome festivals, Kirkland's commitment to celebrating the best of Gwinnett always shines through. And Kirkland loves people. One of the biggest lessons I've learned from Kirkland is just how to love people as they are. Socioeconomic differences and language barriers have never given Kirkland pause for engagement. He can easily navigate diverse groups because he respects and genuinely values being in community with Gwinnett's brilliant and diverse cultures. He sees the county in a way that very few have the opportunity to see the county, and that inspires him to fearlessly lead Georgia's most diverse county to grow in a very welcoming way. Tonight, as we celebrate his reelection, I want to thank all of you for recognizing what I've known to be true about Kirkland. He's not just a good fiance, father, and friend. He's the kind of leader we all need, someone who's present, committed, and fueled by love. Thank you for putting your trust in him again. I know he won't let you down because that's not what he does. And as his partner, I couldn't be prouder to share him. That's right, fiance. I couldn't be prouder to share him with this incredible community. Here's to 4 more years of your service, leadership, and making this county an even better place to call home.
Good evening. Again, thank you for coming out this evening, bearing the elements, getting through the traffic, to celebrate or share this special moment with me as I'm sworn into office for another 4 years. To say that I'm honored to be sworn in for my second term as your Gwinnett County Commissioner for District 1 is an understatement. I'm very grateful for your continued confidence. I want to start first by thanking my family. Thank you for your support during my first term, really through life, and your support during my reelection campaign that Adrienne articulated in her comments. To my new fiancée, Adrienne, thank you for your patience, your encouragement, and ongoing love for myself, our family, and having such love and respect for the work I do. I'm so grateful for our son, Blue Spencer Carden. I'm so grateful that he's acting good tonight. He represents the next generation of Gwinnetians, and maybe I spoke too soon. But he motivates me to build a stronger, more successful community in which he, his peers, his younger cousins can grow, develop, and thrive here in Gwinnett County, Georgia. To my many supporters, mentors, and friends, and I see several of them here this evening, thank you for your support. Truly, I would not be here tonight if it weren't for the love and encouragement you've given me over the years. I also got to acknowledge my siblings. I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and I see all of them here tonight. So if you know me, you know my prior campaigns, I've always had the support of my family and all my two brothers and sisters. So thank y'all for showing up and being there. And I gotta give a special shout out to my baby sister, Monique Nicole McDaniel. She's worked with me on several races, but she stepped up this last race for a leadership role, and she did great work. And I credit the success that we had on November 5th to that hard work. Thank you, Nicole. Give her a round of applause. And Judge Ballard, I'm truly honored and thankful to have you be the one to swear me in for a second term. Thanks for showing up tonight. Second term, I can say those words because I worked diligently to deliver progress made over my first term in office. I promised to the residents of Gwinnett County, Georgia, that public safety concerns would be addressed. And thankfully, that's what me and my colleagues did. We worked to make historic investments in public safety in our police department and emergency management services. And as a result of that, crime is down in Gwinnett County, across the county, by 16%. Last year, compared to last year, bringing crime rates in Gwinnett County lower than the state and national average. I promised to address public transportation concerns. And though we had a referendum that didn't pass, if you look at the numbers, if you look at what we've done, we've invested tens of millions of dollars for new roads, new bridges, roundabouts. We even expanded bus services, expanded bus routes in our county, and introduced a new micro-transit service, first of its kind, across Gwinnett County, Georgia, in different zones. I promised to address affordable housing issues, and we did. While affordable housing is a national issue, we made it a priority. In District 1, we invested $9 million in new affordable housing projects, providing those incentives to private sector developers to build new, attainable housing for working families here in Gwinnett County, Georgia. I promised to address Gwinnett Place Mall. This mall, which had become a community hub over the years. However, we've seen firsthand how it transitioned, and it was allowed to deteriorate under prior leadership. I promised to address that blighted property. One of the first things we did when I took office is we addressed the first hurdle, the challenge of consolidating the ownership of the mall property with the purchase of 76 acres to date. We developed multiple plans for a global village concept that will add value to the area and create a live, work, play community. Progress is being made, as you can tell, and contractors will have an opportunity to bid on this project Q1 of next year. I promised to remove the only Confederate monument on county property. My colleagues and I fulfilled that promise within the first month of taking office. Not only did we remove that statue, but we worked with the Equal Justice Initiative to place a marker commemorating the life of Charles Hale. For those who aren't familiar, on April 8th of 1911, Mr. Hale was pulled out of the local jail here in Gwinnett, was lynched by a mob of 200 people. Here in Lawrenceville, at the Lawrenceville Square, where we're sitting at this evening. This is why I chose to have the swearing-in ceremony at this building, in this location, as a means to pay homage to the past struggles and acknowledge how far we've come as a county. I also want to add, in government, in Gwinnett, hey, this is my grandma. Yeah. And that's my dad making an entrance. Just sit down. I'll get to it. And real quick, on the Board of Commissioners, you can't get anything done by yourself. I have 4 colleagues that I've worked with over the last 4 years, and at times they've changed. I couldn't have got this done if I didn't have the buy-in support of a majority of the board. I see one of my former colleagues here tonight, Marlene Foskill. Wave your hand. Thank you, Marlene, for your service. And as I said before, you can't do this work alone. She was there voting on many of the same items that I just discussed, and we were voting along the same way. So again, thank you for your support over the years. So keep in mind, when Marlene and my colleagues and I worked to fulfill these promises, we were also confronted with the hard challenges stemming from the COVID-19 pandemic, particularly economic uncertainty and the ramifications that came with a once-in-a-lifetime pandemic. So it was not an easy time to accomplish things we did, but we did it, and I'm proud. This coming term, I plan to build on that progress that we've made over the last few years. First, address traffic congestion. Second, address affordable housing concerns with the overall goal of making housing more affordable and more attainable for working-class Gwinnettians. Third, public safety. Continue to make investments in public safety, and regardless of your zip code, of the city you live in, of your subdivision, I truly feel everyone should feel that they are a valued, respected member of their community and feels that their county government is working proactively to make sure them, their families, their business, their property is safe. Fourth, continue to work on Gwinnett Place Mall and deliver tangible progress over the next 4 years. Fifth, improve legal services for our indigent citizens. 6, minimize language barriers so when residents of our diverse community seek legal services or county services, they're able to do so in a professional manner. In conclusion, I just want to take a moment to recognize the beauty of this unique and thriving community. Last week, I was invited to participate in the panel where I was asked by the moderator to respond to a statement. It was the theme of the panel. The statement was, "Don't decab my Gwinnett, don't Gwinnett my hall." After recounting many of the positive facts about Gwinnett County, Georgia, and y'all, I railed those facts off quick, and talking about the progress we've made over the last 4 years, I asked the moderator what he meant by that question, to which I received no reply. Go figure. Others in the room perceived this question as representation of the perspective that some residents, just some, have regarding the changing diversity that we've experienced in this county. I recognize that while many of us in this room celebrate our local diversity, there are still some residents that are still struggling to accept the changing face of America. In many respects, Gwinnett has the opportunity to show the rest of the world, to show the rest of our nation how a strong, diverse community can operate, can do business, and deliver results for its residents. We celebrate and respect each other's cultures, and we benefit from knowing that each of us brings something unique to our community. According to the Atlanta Regional Commission, the demographic makeup of Gwinnett County today is what the rest of the country will mirror in 2050. I'm honored, I'm blessed to be a county commissioner at this time in Gwinnett's history and to work with my colleagues to show the rest of the nation what a thriving, diverse community can be. I submit to you that Gwinnett is a realization of the American dream, a dream that we can realize and develop together. Thank you.